Good morning, everybody. My name is Corey Torres. I'm a gender studies major at Lawrence University. I also play semi-pro football for the Fox Valley Force. And I would just like to note that it's really an honor to be here speaking for such a great cause. And as a brother of a sister who's also been victim of this, what we're talking about today, it kind of makes me emotional reflecting on that. So yes, it's really nice to be here.
And my name is Shannon Kennevan, and I'm the Diversity and Inclusion Leader for Goodwill, North Central Wisconsin. I'd like to start by thanking all of the women in the room, both the staff from the agencies who work tirelessly to prevent violence against women, and also all of the other women in the room today who would like to see a world where all people feel safe, where all people are treated with dignity. Men, can you please offer a round of applause for all of the women in the room today?
I have a short quiz for all of the men and teen boys in the room. Each of you should have a mask on your table. Take a few seconds to look at all the words and messages on this mask. Now the quiz. Men and teen boys, by a show of hands, how many of you have ever heard someone say, "Don't throw like a girl"? Whether said to you or to someone else. A show of hands, how many have you ever heard the phrase, "man up" or "man card"? How about bros before hoes or nice rack? How many of you have heard be a man or act like a man? Men, this is real stuff. We've all heard this stuff all of our lives. These messages are powerful and they are insidious. They become lens through which we see the world, and they become a mask we hide behind and shapes the way we act.
Beside me on the screen are my two daughters, Emilia, age 11, and Lucy, age 9. I dedicate my Voices of Men work to them. Men and teen boys, I want you all to take a minute to think about a woman or girl in your life who is very important to you. A woman or girl who inspires you, who makes you want to be a better man. Just pause for a second and think about this woman or girl. Now take the pen at your table and write that woman or girl's name on the back of your mask, on the white side of your mask. When my eldest daughter, Emilia, was in kindergarten, she asked me why all 44 US presidents were men. I don't think her kindergarten teacher or any kindergarten teacher would ever say that women are of less value than men. But the message Emilia was sent was clear, that men are superior to women. My daughters will soon be teens, and I know there will be men who will look them up and down. Boys their same age, and also men 10, 20, 30 or more years older than them. The message they get will be clear, that they are objects whose purpose is to satisfy a man's desire. Later, my girls will head off to college. At some point before they go, I am sure I will need to have the how to be safe, how not to get raped conversation with them. Don't drink too much. Never leave your drink unattended. Don't party with strangers. Never walk home alone at night. While I'm teaching my daughters how not to get raped, I'll be wondering how many fathers have taught their sons how not to rape. Think again about that woman or girl whose name you wrote on the back of the mask. Are you okay with people telling her men are superior to her? Are you okay with men objectifying her? Are you okay living in a world where she can't even walk outside safely at night for fear that she'll be assaulted, and then be told that she is partly to blame? I'm not okay with any of this. I have no interest in living in a world that treats women like this. And where does this start? Flip your masks over. That's where it starts. These are the messages that put men in the man box, that blind us to injustice, that prevent us from taking action, that create a culture that devalues women, that treats women as second-class citizens. On the screens beside me is our 10 Things Men Can Do poster. It is no coincidence that the number one action on our poster is break out of the man box. The work of ending violence begins with breaking out of the man box, with removing the mask.
When I think of mask, I think of theater. I'm happy to say that the SST Theater is back with us again this year. Founded in Chicago in 1987, SST is one of the country's premier theater-based learning organizations. When asked why they use theater to teach about tricky topics, this was their response. This is how we've taught each other since the ancient Greeks. Put behaviors on stage, model them, encourage the desired behavior, and discourage the undesired. And this is exactly what SST plans to do for us today. In addition to the vignettes, the SST actors and director will be hosting a conversation after our breakfast for any person involved in theater, whether actor, director, stage crew, or any other role. In conversation, you'll hear about their experience doing theater, and you'll be able to ask questions. This conversation will take place immediately following the breakfast in the Rosewood Linen Rooms. Please all join me in welcoming SST Theater.